got in a bidding war the other night, and I won a couple of things in an auction down about half an hour from home in Pennsylvania here. And that's what we're on our way to do, is pick that stuff up right now. So I got a lower trailer because one of these things is going to be kind of hard to load. You'll see here shortly. The other one is a zero turn that is going to replace my John Deere zero turn. My John Deere has a stamped stamped deck. You know, just thin walled sheet metal. Those things never hold up very good. I've had it for about 4 or 5 years now, and it's done great for me. I've kind of beat the crap out of it, and the deck is getting to the point where it really can't be. I mean, it could be repaired, but it's getting weak, and it seems like every other week I'm fixing something on it during the summer. So I'm gonna try to sell that, and this one should be a real nice mower for us. It's a Snapper S200 XT. It's got a 30 horse. I'm not sure what kind of motor it was that they said it was. 30 horse motor, fabricated deck, 60-inch cut. You know, it's a professional series mower, so it should be a really nice machine for us. Yeah, if it'll work like that. Yeah, you're there. Yeah, I think it said it weighs like 7,000 pounds or something. With the batteries and all that.
Your truck off the ground?
Pretty close.
I'm not gonna push it forward.
Okay, this is plan B. Put it on the front, and then if we need to get it back over the wheels more, we can hopefully pull it backwards, but going forwards was not working. My axle or wheels were right off the ground. The thing is heavy. Especially it's all of 7,000 to 8,000 pounds. Woo! I can't believe how heavy that thing is. We got the forklift up here. This thing weighs about 10,000 pounds, we estimate. Just took the forks off it. We're going to try to slide it backwards on the trailer a little bit. The wheels are locked up, so I can't really move it. Got the charger in the garage, but we're going to slide it back and then try to get the batteries, I think, out of it, because they're about 3,000 to 3,500 pounds, I estimate. I'm going to pull the fork assembly off because I can put this on a quick attach plate and run these forks on my skid steer, and then I can even plumb them for the side shift or whatever. It just depends on how hard this stuff is to get off here. But first things first, I want to get the batteries out, because then after these 3,500 pounds of batteries are out, I can potentially drag this thing around a lot easier. And I think in order to do that, this plate slides up and out. And then from what my buddy was telling me, the battery should slide out on like a roller system out over here, and then you can lift it out the rest of the way with a skid steer or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I can see the rollers in there. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's definitely rollers. 1, 2, 3. So this should slide out, and I think, I'm not positive, but I think this might be 2 separate batteries. I don't know, we're gonna find out. I guess I'll try pulling on this side first and see what happens. They're definitely low on water. Man, look how thick this steel is on the bottom. That's like 2 inch. There's the electric motor. So there's 2 of them. Maybe those are might be the drive motors. I'm guessing the pump and the motor that runs it are back here somewhere. I don't know. See, I almost feel like this would slide right off this way now, because I don't see what would limit it from doing that. That'd be great if it would do that. Yard got tore up a little. I was gonna drag it out back, but nothing I can't smooth right over with the skid steer. I'm gonna try sliding this right off the bottom now. These chains feel pretty tight. I think that's what's holding that fork carriage on. We're gonna find out. Really, that's the main thing I wanted off of this. That is one stout set of forks. You will never bend or break those with anything I can ever attempt to lift with my skid steer, because this thing's like double the capacity, and I bet these are 1.5. Yeah, probably double safety factor. So I mean, these are probably lift 6,000-7,000 pounds if you could have a machine that would do it. But I'm looking at this cylinder here. It's really no good for any kind of wood splitter or anything like that, because it's not double acting, it's single acting, meaning you can only send fluid to one end of this cylinder. So you can't, you know, extend the cylinder and then, you know, use your valve to fill this end of the cylinder with fluid and push it back the other way. This is basically just, it drops based on gravity and the weight of the fork. Honestly, the rest of this can probably get scrapped. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna load it. This thing is so freaking heavy. If I could somehow cut this off, this would all go as long steel, that would go as long steel, the rest would go as, I mean, I guess it's all steel. They're not gonna give me tin price for this. It's not like a little chintzy appliance. This thing is hefty duty, but frickin' thing is heavy too. Everything about this thing is heavy. Oh. Yeah, I think this is gonna come right off of here after I get these 4 bolts out. Cutting these cylinders, they should be the last thing holding this boom on. Then it should fall right off, right? Then it should fall right over. So when I originally bought a set of forks, I ended up buying these grapple forks from everything, or Titan Equipment, I guess. And they've worked pretty good. I beat the crap out of them. but ended up running them into something and broke the top link mount there pretty bad. So I'm probably just gonna cut that off so I can fix these. I mean, they work fine the way they are as forks, but the biggest thing I didn't like about these was that claw. It would never open far enough to where you could pull all the way into a tall like pallet that was maybe 4 foot tall or taller. So they didn't really work great as forks, and they didn't work great as a grapple. They just worked medium well as both, I guess, or as either implement. So it's kind of one of those things where you get something but you have to give up something. So that's why I want to build those forks. Those will be really nice, and they're gonna be a whole lot beefier than this Chinese steel. And then I'll probably sell these separately once I get them all fixed up, because I've got my grapple I can throw on the skid steer at any time, and that thing works way better as a grapple than this. And then I'll have just a dedicated set of forks. So that's the plan. In order to use these today though, I want to cut that grapple off, or at least pull the grapple off, just pull the pins on it and get it off of there. before I try lifting this with the forks, this looks like a huge counterweight to me. It's like 3/4 inch thick steel, and it wraps all the way around, and then it's hinged here, so I could cut it, I think, here fairly easily. But I want to open it up first, just see what's inside of here. So there's 2 bolts. It's not as heavy as it looked, but it's still pretty heavy duty. Wow, I just noticed these counterweights. Holy crap, that's solid steel. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick this thing. I might have to drag it back up on the trailer to get it in the scrapyard. That is got to be a lot of weight there, but let's try picking it and just see what happens. I guess on the bright side, I can at least slide it around a little now until I figure out what the heck I'm going to do with this thing. I really got to get it back on a trailer. If I could just get it on a trailer like this, I'd haul it right in. It would go for probably long steel or unprepared steel, whatever they call it. I don't know what that's going for right now, probably 6 or 7 cents a pound, but I bet you there's 400 bucks worth of steel, you know, at today's price. All right, I want to bring that forklift battery in so I can start working on it, but I need a way to move it around the shop so it's not in my way all the time. Way too heavy without some sort of skid, so I made something. I don't know if it's gonna hold it or not. This thing, the more I look at it, I'm thinking it's probably gonna crash right through it, but we'll see here in a minute. Likes it, but it's holding for now. Well, it's not gonna work like I thought it would. How much does that freaking battery weigh? I think the casters are just like not turning. You know, they're not ball bearing casters, so I think there's just so much weight on the casters. I guess, you know, the swivels are ball bearing, but I don't think the axle is. So I just think there's too much weight on them. They don't want to move. So I really want to just get it like over here or something out of the way, and then I won't have to move it. I can work on it the whole time it's in here, and it won't be in my way. So let's figure something out. Good enough. Tucked out of the way. Take some stress off the old casters there.